So, what's up guys, welcome back to another video. It's Alex here. So today we're just going to talk about, I wanted to talk about just God and God's provision for mankind and God in general. And I think a lot of people just don't really know about God, and their spirituality is pretty lacking. And the first thing, honestly, just get into it. The important thing is to understand that God really provides everything for us. God created this universe, world, the cosmos, everything. And the reason why humans can't figure out how everything works and why science can't tell you how everything works is because science cannot explain things like why is certain energies holding everything together in the universe, the planets and everything. It's because God is doing it. It's not because there's some kind of magical thing. Like, it is a magical thing because God is doing it, but like it's not like science can like prove that there's some kind of like a logical reasoning to it. In a sense, there is no logical reasoning. That's the problem, and that's why mankind has to, that's direct proof why mankind has to accept that God exists, because what else could hold all this together and provide for mankind? How did air become to be perfect for us? How is the environment perfect for us? Who made all this? And that's God. Air, airflow, sound, food, water. Why is everything so perfect for mankind, and why is Earth so perfect? We have certain regions we shouldn't live in, like that are too cold for us, that we can't stand, too hot for us. And mankind is trying to kind of like, mankind is filled with lies in a sense, and mankind is always trying to figure out things that they shouldn't be trying to figure out through science, like, you know, the North Pole, South Poles, they try to inhabit regions that shouldn't be inhabited, which are not meant to be inhabitable by God. We're perhaps making things in science that we shouldn't be making. We're trying to discover things that don't really, in a sense, matter. And there's some things perhaps that science has found out that could be useful for knowledge in life, but there's very few things that science can actually say that are like incredibly useful, that God just kind of provided for us. Like, everything has a reason. Everything God made has a reason. Birds, I don't know, the mountains, like everything is connected to everything in the universe, and everything is there for a reason. And the reason the society is the way it is part of God's plan and its orchestrations and arrangements for us. The reason many people feel like they're very confused about everything and they have emptiness in their hearts is because they don't know God. And the fact that God has indeed orchestrated everything for us and does everything for us. And that's God's love for us unconditionally. And really, what humanity is lacking is knowledge of all this, and that's the reason people feel so empty and depressed, and they search for meaning which they can never find, because that meaning is God. And yeah, people kind of just busy about for fame and gain and whatever useless stuff they do during their lifetime usually, and doesn't pertain to God or knowledge of God at all. And nobody appreciates God, really. There's very few people who actually appreciate God or know God to even appreciate God. And then there's all these like false knowledges and religions and everything as well. So there's a lot of lies being spread in society, and notions and problems which inherently are just fake stuff. And the reality is, you should find knowledge of God, you should seek and pray to God, you should read Almighty God's words, find Almighty God's words on the internet, find videos, and really search God, because God has all the answers for you, and God is the answer to everything. And the reason you're wondering about human life and you're like trying to explore, and you have so much in your heart that you want to seek about life, is because you just don't understand God. And when you answer everything with God, it's very simple. It's like, okay, God made this and that for us, and that's just how it is. You don't have to really question it, when the reason we question things is just because we don't understand that there's magic in this universe, and that magic is God and His creation. And that's pretty much like God's arrangements and orchestrations for us, and the fact that He has provided everything for us so we don't have to worry. Mankind, in a sense, gets to enjoy God's provision and has been enjoying it for thousands of years, and that's for everything as well, like plants, trees, insects, animals, etc. Everything enjoys God's presence and creation and vitality is provided to the planet Earth, everything through God. So that's pretty much the simple answer to why you lack knowledge and why you have false notions and why you believe certain things and feel emptiness. That's kind of the main reason, is because you don't understand these basic things. And I hope this video can help you understand a bit more about God and get you on the right path to seek God, because that's something that would certainly fulfill your heart a lot more than chasing, well, everything in this world that's most of the time very meaningless, that people chase. And there's a lot of problems in every area of society just because we have all these notions. People have bad relationships, etc., etc. There's a whole load of problems with people and corruptions and so on. And the world has changed to what it is now, and God has a management plan for that. And really, I just suggest everybody to just seek God and get their spirituality right, because that's the true way and path, at least in my experience as well. Going from this same feeling that I just explained to understanding and how good it feels, the reason why I'm making this video is because of that. And I hope this can help you. God bless. If there's a will, there's a way. Thank you for watching.